Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome to the final match of the Dynascape Intermediate Cup round of 16. We have had plenty of electrifying action so far this weekend, and hopefully we can end it off with a nice little cherry on top of the proceedings before we roll on into the quarterfinals map pool showcase later on today. We have is qualifying doable taking on Public Enemy number 39, a 29 versus 20 showdown in the seedings, and I believe a losers bracket match as well. So a lot on the line for these two teams looking to try and make it to next weekend. As always, my name is Barky, and I am joined in the commentary booth by none other than Epic Man 2. How's it going, man?
Hi. Life's going quite well for me. What the hell? What the hell is this warm-up, dude? Oh my god.
It was certainly something.
Yeah.
I had I had to keep a straight face leading up to the intro because yeah, coming into the stream and
Yeah.
listening to this unprompted is
So,
certainly an
an
experience.
experience. Yeah.
Hmm.
I had to endure that as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it seems that I believe this is the next warm-up. I don't know whose warm-up this is, but this I've never seen it before, but it's I don't know what this map is or who the mapper is, but yeah.
I feel like this is probably Public Enemy number 39. It's just if I were a betting person, I'd be willing to put money on that, just given
Yeah.
the previous map's title. But
Yeah.
regardless, once we're through with this, we can get into the actual match proceedings. For those of you just joining us, first of all, welcome. Second of all, this is a best of 9, first of 5 for the teams. Whoever makes it to 5 points first will be taking home the victory and will be punching their ticket into that quarterfinals weekend. And loser, I believe, will be eliminated. Also, might I just say, it feels nice being able to sit in this booth and actually have a match to commentate. I've had the worst luck so far this weekend trying to get a match.
Yeah.
But
I
it
feel
happens.
you, man.
Nevertheless, we continue on. There are matches to be played, and this one is going to be the last one of the weekend, as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast. This one's definitely a lot more normal than the previous one. Thankfully, we only got to catch like 2 seconds of the other one. It was only like 20 seconds overall, so.
Yeah.
And as we make our way through this warm-up, I mean, it's pretty bog standard, just hand stream. Not the fastest overall. Can definitely be a bit of a test for some players, but everybody in this lobby, barring a couple of misses here and there, is able to maintain, at least for the most part. We cross into the midway portion here. This is maybe a little bit higher than the difficulty of this map pool. Might be on par for some players, debatable, but overall it might give us a bit of insight as to where these players are in terms of their comfort with this map pool overall, at least on the right section, because it's pretty black and white, these more straightforward skill sets on the right side of the map pool. Either you can do it or you can't.
Yeah. For sure.
With a tiny sliver of map left to go, it'll be interesting to see what the bans are going to be, just given the fact that the accuracies for is qualifying doable are pretty nip-tuck with each other. I imagine they might want to stay with keeping as many of these rice picks open as possible, but who knows? They could turn around, ban maybe one of the tech picks in that pool. A lot of speculation to be done, but we can put that to rest in just a few moments because the second warm-up is done. We're going to get into those roles and get into the protects and bans, and that all-important first pick to kick this match off.
Yep, that's right.
And it looks like we do have the rolls. We're probably not going to see it in the IRC chat, but it was a 35 for Public Enemy number 39 to the 97 of Is Qualifying Doable. So Is Qualifying Doable does win the roll here. They're going to get to choose if they want to ban or protect, and it looks like it is going to be protect. So we'll see what they decide to protect here in this case.
Yep. Also, quite funny how Public Enemy Public Enemy number 39 gets a 35 out of their rolls. They were off by like 4 increments from that one.
Yeah, they need to go into reserves, find Public Enemy number 35, and promptly remove them from the roll possibilities. We'll never see them again.
Yeah,
for the rest of
precisely.
this tournament. If they roll 39 in any of these matches, they just automatically lose because they'd have to eliminate themselves. And it looks like the protect 4 is qualifying doable. Is gonna be Rice 2, so keeping Bull in the pool. Not gonna be allowed to be banned. Does make a little bit of sense just given the performance on that warm-up. They seemed very comfortable with some of the higher BPM structures in that map. So going into a bit of speed, maybe crank up the BPM a little bit. They saw maybe some of those misses from the other side. Maybe gave them a bit more confidence to protect it. Or I could be looking too much into it and they just really like the song.
Yeah.
Oh, with that being said, Public Enemy number 39 gonna be up to protect next. Could potentially pull a 180, protect one of the LN picks, maybe one of the hybrids. Lesser favored, but it is gonna be Rice 6, so staying with the right side of the pool, wanting to keep as many of these maps open as possible. And usually, when we see a double Rice protect, a double LN ban is on the cards. Wait to see what the bans are going to be. It will be Public Enemy number 39 doing it first in the proceedings. We see some negotiations in the chat. People wanting to keep the good songs. And it will be LN3 being removed from the pool, so not going to see that one. Unfortunate. It's a really nice song, but not going to be seeing it here. And sure enough, the prediction is correct. With a double Rice protect, we do see the double LN ban, so LN1 going to be removed as well. Togakushi remains in the LN pool, probably because it is the most straightforward LN remaining. It's arguably the most comfortable to get a good score on, and probably just one that neither team really felt would give them too much trouble. But with that out of the way, Is Qualifying Doable is going to have the first pick in this match. I'll be interested to see what they go into here.
Yeah, for sure. If I'm gonna be quite honest, I believe that like for this round, Public Enemy number 39 appears to be a very well-rounded team in both LN and also Rice and everything else. Considering based on what we have seen in the previous polls, along with qualifying durable as well. I feel like for them, for Public Enemy number 39. It seems that the first pick of this round is going to be a hybrid one, which is going to be Hiroku something Katera.
Gotta love the translations.
Yeah.
Kiroku no Kakera. Gonna be the pick
I had
here.
to bring out my Japanese reading for 1 second. Yeah. It's been a while since I had to read. Normally I can read katakana usually, so yeah. But yeah, the first map of this round is going to be none other than Kuroku no Kakera, Sasakure UK Framework Remix, mapped by Galtonist. So I haven't actually seen this one. What do I see first? As we start the map off, the ratios between the two teams appears to be really close to each other. Dangerously close to each other, in fact. Not too much difference to be seen here for now, as we only have like just mere hundreds of points in difference. As we make it through the map, it seems that the scores are going to be flickering back and forth. Baconway taking a miss, like, early on the map, but I don't think it's enough to really dictate much of what else will be happening in the match right now, as their accuracy has gone down by a bit. Public Enemy No.39 taking a 5,000 point lead as we get to the first core, as we get through the first core of the map. A bunch of really technical sort of bursts to be seen here, along with some light LN coordination to be seen as well during this break segment, and some anchors as well.
Yeah, those anchors catching out, yeah, on the side of is qualifying doable, gonna help extend this lead for Public Enemy No.39. Just really did not get that fourth column sorted out before it was too late and took a pretty substantial amount of damage, dropping about 0.6%. They were the highest accuracy in this lobby. Now that honor goes to Fumiko Ueda on the side of Public Enemy No.39 as they stretch this lead to about 20,000 points going into the second quarter of the map. It is still catchable, but they're gonna need a couple of mistakes to go their way if is qualifying doable gonna try and get their first pick back under control on their side.
Yeah, for sure. As we make it halfway through into the map, it seems that Public Enemy 39 is going to be taking a 20,000 point lead. EBE taking a drop somewhere. So, but this doesn't really do much damage to the team considering the vast difference in the score that they're upholding right now in this match, especially during this calm segment. However, there is still lots of the map left to unfold, so definitely many things can definitely change throughout. As it seems that the only one with an FC right now would be none other than Fumiko Ueda of Public Enemy 39. So definitely things appear to be in favor of them right now, considering that like everyone else has broken their combos already, despite Fumiko like punching through and enduring the vast like discomfort of this map and so on. And
yeah,
make it into the last quarter of the map.
The transitions start to get a little bit more abrasive to read through. You get these LN transitions as well. Not the hardest to read through. The bursts early on were probably a little bit harder to read through, but having to ensure that you're keeping the note held down through some of those runs can definitely do a bit of damage to your accuracy, but everybody managing to hang on for the most part. A couple of 200s dotting the landscape here and there, but no real significant drops. And as it stands, it looks like those early misses from is qualifying doable going to be enough to doom their first pick, and it will be a breakpoint going the way of Public Enemy No.39 as the last couple of notes come down here. A stellar performance from Fumiko Ueda, the only FC in this lobby, backed up by EBE with that supporting score. Despite Yasba's efforts, despite the one miss, 980k, definitely a really good score. Almost caught up to Fumiko just based on the accuracy alone.
Yeah, for sure. Insane performance from everyone involved for the first pick. I'm really excited to see how the rest of this match turns out, considering both teams seem really equal in skill respectively, both in the technical fields and everything else, especially based off what we have seen so far in the tournament. So yeah. And as it turns out, the next pick will be done from Public Enemy's side, and it seems that they're going to be choosing Ro16, which is good luck, you're Thunderstruck.
the good old Thunderstruck. Gotta get the courtesy sensor in there. Can't have any cursing on this delightfully PG stream. The gotta
real how
we cannot corrupt the masses here with title names like this.
We going back to baby TV with this one.
Alrighty, with that being said, looks like there aren't going to be any substitutions here. It will be Fumiko and EBE going up against Baconway, and yeah, does bear mentioning is qualifying duo going up against the trio of Public Enemy number 39, so gonna have to play through everything thrown at them in this match. But this might be their opportunity to get that breakpoint back if that warm-up was anything to look at. They just need to keep the run clean. If they can get one FC or even both of them FCing their way through this, they could find themselves with their first point on the board. But as we get underway, everybody holding pretty steady. I think Baconway picked up a early 200, dropping them down into that mid 99.5 range. Gonna be able to pick it back up here through some of these easier jacks. And we continue on through this first quarter of the chart.
Yeah, for sure. Only a matter of like maybe half a minute into this map, we are already seeing some rather insane scores from the side of Public Enemy number 39. Fumiko Ueta holding an insanely good sort of accuracy throughout the map, with being close to maintaining accuracy close to 99.90% accuracy, which is something that we haven't seen so much in the tournament so far. So already this is looking really insane for them right now, as things are falling into their favor.
Yeah, but that being said,
albeit the scores are flickering back and forth, and there isn't much of a difference. Both teams having like very slight leads, as it's really sort of tied together. They're practically playing like a one-leg race right now. And as I say that, Fumiko is going to be taking a miss. Already really fatal for their team, as the lead is going to swing towards qualifying Doable's team, as with a lead of 3,000 points.
Yeah, EBE found a very early drop in that segment that led to the score flickering, but Fumiko dropping, that was their highest accuracy remaining. So now with both FCs gone, it will give the lead back over to its qualifying Doable, with picking up the black here in the lobby, 99.8 for them. Now the highest accuracy remaining. Fumiko doing their best to try and claw back some of that lead, but hitting over a couple thousand points. So long as its qualifying Doable can hold on to these FCs, can really not afford to drop either one of them as we make our way into the last quarter, because that lead will swing. We already see it starting to shrink just based on the accuracy discrepancy between EBE and Baconway. Baconway down into that 99.3 range. Lowest one here. It is starting to trickle back some of those points over to the way of Public Enemy number 39. Is there enough time for them to mount the comeback here? It's 2,300 points. It's 2,200 points. It is starting to shrink here. The 200s keep raining down on the side of is qualifying Doable, but so long as they're able to hang on through this last section, they might have done just enough to sneak this point away from Public Enemy number 39. Time will tell. There are still a couple of rough patterns to get through here, and with the nerves at an all-time high, Baconway miss at the end of the chart, and that gives back the advantage to Public Enemy number 39. The 11th hour, not able to hang on to the end of the chart, and I don't know about you, man. That is a bank robbery.
Yeah, it actually is such a robbery. Dude, if that was me, I wouldn't be taking that at all. Holy Christ. But yeah.
It was a lag spike. They got the lag spike at the end of the map.
The lag. Dude, I hate lag spikes. Oh no. Literally the worst thing that happened. Yeah, you absolutely hate to see it, everyone. But overall, like, really insane performances from everyone. Yeah, holding on to a 995k in the match with an insane ratio of only 233 points. Fumiko Ueta only being slightly forward with that by 215 points. So yeah.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. And I mean, when it is that tight, I mean, is qualifying Doable did have the advantage, but we saw Public Enemy number 39 just based on the accuracies the fact that they were able to keep it so balanced, so nip-tucked between each other. They were just starting to chip hundreds and hundreds of points away from that lead, and really just that miss at the end was just the one too many.
Yeah.
Or is qualifying doable? They had to keep those FCs on the board, but you got to shake it off. You got to just get your head right, and what better way to get your head right than going into your Protect? It is going to be BOL coming through here for is qualifying doable. They looked really comfortable through those two Rice picks that we have seen so far, the warm-up and the last one. And maybe just upping the tempo a little bit can keep them ahead. And hopefully no more lag spikes, because that can definitely hurt you mentally, just knowing that you would have had the win had that not happened.
Yeah. As we make it into Rice 2, I can definitely say that for sure, seeing that this is their Protect, winning Rice 2 should be doable for qualifying doable.
Yeah, for sure. Qualifying was doable. Is winning this point doable? Remains to be seen. But
But what is doable is that the scores are now flickering back and forth between the two teams again as we make it into the intro map, which is relatively simple. However, the pace is going to be picked up right after with some index streams. So definitely something to keep you on your toes as you make it into this map. As the lead is only slightly going to be falling in the advantage of qualifying doable. Especially because this is really fast, so with 250 BPM, the lead's going to be falling to Public Enemy 39, as I believe qualifying doable did have some trips there, and the scores are flickering back and forth again. Only by mere amounts though, as we make it back into a break section. So definitely some time to claw back some points, as we can see here right now.
Yeah, the opening gauntlet survived by all four players. It has evolved into a top half versus bottom half showdown. It is Baconway and Fumiko holding on to each other within about 0.2%, and yeah, an EBE on this bottom half tied virtually 99.6s apiece, about 0.02% separating each other. So all eyes on that top half. Can Baconway start to close this gap on Fumiko? It is not going to happen. Baconway finds the first drop, does keep it relatively clean, but it does drop there actually ever so slightly, and it does give over a couple thousand points the way of Public Enemy number 39. There is still half the map to go. A second break coming through for the players. A chance for everybody to catch their breath. A chance for Baconway to get back up over that 400 combo cap. Can they keep themselves in this and potentially mount the comeback here? There's still a quarter of the map left to try and do it.
Yeah, for sure. Public Enemy 39 only clawing about a few thousand points difference. They're slowly falling. They're slowly finding some misjudgments here and there, as the lead is going to be flickering towards qualifying doable side, and it's going really back and forth. It's really tight right now for both teams. They're playing tug of war with the leaderboard as it stands, as we make it into the very end of the map, which is relatively simple. Only 1,000 points of difference. There is not much we can tell what's going to happen as the point can fall into either team. It seems that qualifying doable is going to be holding on. They have to hold on to be able to get this point. Otherwise, it's all over for them. They will otherwise. But as it stands out, winning this point is definitely going to be doable for qualifying doable, as they managed their first point of the entire match. With only one miss from Baconway and an insane score from maintaining 990k, the best score in this pick so far, with only 282 great perfects and 4 greats. Definitely something deserving. Definitely a doable win for them. As we punch through towards the half of this, as we make our way halfway through this match right now, potentially.
Yeah, that was a ridiculous performance. Yeah, just kind of putting the team on their back. Baconway doing their part, recovering so nicely from that early drop. And there, we saw it towards the end. I think just the physical stamina started to run out for Public Enemy number 39. There weren't any misses. They both managed to FC their way through it, but the bad judgment started to come down, just chipping away a couple of tenths here and there for both EBE and Fumiko, and that was all that is qualifying doable needed to really solidify that lead in their favor. But we have no time to rest. We are going into our third Rice pick in a row. It will be
Ashina
Rice
Hareru.
1. Yeah.
Yep. Mapped by none other than Shoegazer. A recognizable name in the Mania community, I'd say. And a good one as well. Yeah. As we make it into the start of this map, we already see like a bit of a tight lead for Public Enemy number 39, as both teams have an equal are already sort of like equally versed in this map, considering that they're both like relatively good at jump stream. Public Enemy number 39 had a really good score on a Made of Flax Larry from the last map, in the last round. So therefore, I can definitely see that like they have. So definitely, I can definitely see some competition on this one. So yeah, maintaining a very slim lead bar with less than 1,000 points. So this is really a close match as it stands right now. So practically anything can happen.
Yeah, this is one of those picks where you're basically not allowed to miss, and in close matchups like this, even 200s can be devastating to your overall team score because the margins are so tight. As you mentioned, starting this map off, it was just a fierce back and forth, the lead swinging back and forth as the teams jockeyed for position, but now it looks like Public Enemy 39 has kind of eked out a bit of an advantage, 4,000 points just based on the accuracy alone. Bakeaway dropping down into that mid 99% range. Both Fumiko and EBE above that 99.7 mark. Yeah, doing everything in their power to try and keep this lead in check, but they're going to need some help from their teammate to start trying to claw some of this lead back, and potentially some accuracy drops from the side of Public Enemy number 39, maybe even a miss, can swing it back in their favor. But we're already halfway through. There's still plenty of time for Is Qualifying Doable to mount a comeback here.
Yep.
And we take the first real break of this song, a chance for the players to kind of recompose themselves, take stock of the situation.
Indeed. And as it stands, yeah, it's going to be taking a miss, bringing Public Enemy's lead to about 10,000 points now. So definitely really fatal qualifying doable as it stands, as we make it into a BPM change. So definitely some rather dense patterns to spike the difficulty, unless you're well versed in them.
And Bakerway falls as well on the trill.
On the 2-end trill.
Those are some really nasty sections, some really unfortunate places to find drops. Bakeaway missing on the transition back into the jump stream. And I wonder if maybe they just took their foot off the gas a little too much, went a little bit too lackadaisical into that section and not really respected the BPM change. It does pick up ever so slightly. But with that being said, Public Enemy number 39, it looked a little bit dicey there in the beginning. They did start to build up a bit of a lead, but now with the 2 drops from Is Qualifying Doable, they have extended this lead to 26,000 points and a double 990k score from their side. A very convincing way to pick up that 3rd point and make it 3-1.
Yep. Yeah, holding another insane perfect ratio, perhaps the best of this pick so far, 238. Public Enemy 39's scores falling not too far behind each other, in fact, with both being above 990k. This is definitely something that you don't want to mess with in a match like this, especially with jump stream being quite favorable for them. This really does make them a bit of a public enemy when it comes to jump stream.
For sure, and it is ridiculous how balanced that score is. 991k, 992k within a couple judgments of each other. Those are the kinds of performances you need to really see yourself over the line. That's where that 4,000 to 5,000 point advantage really started to rear its head before the misses. I mean, to be fair, if Is Qualifying Doable had kept the double FC as well, I think that would have been within, I'd say, maybe like 2,000 points before that break section. That break section was really just the undoing for their runs. And right now, I think Baconway just needing to change some settings, making sure that they're probably still getting those lag spikes and doing a commendable job playing through them. So hats off to them. It's always something that can really shake your focus when it is happening midway through maps. And it looks like they're going to change things up here. No more Rice picks. It is going to be Hybrid 2. So Connection going to be the next pick for them.
Yep.
Oh, come on. It was within a couple of seconds.
Bro.
Oh, rules are rules.
Oh, no.
Unless he's joking. We'll see.
Perhaps. The trap card, indeed.
Yeah, the random selection, but it would be funny. I think we're gonna see. Okay, so I think they did not get their pick in time before the timer ran out. So our referee.
As it stands, we are going to be going into the only Ellen pick available for this match, which is none other than Togakushi, backed by Stupid Man or Stupid Man, however you pronounce them. Yeah.
Yeah,
a rather like sort of coordination based map. So definitely both teams can try and do something about them based off of some performances that Public Enemy has pulled from the round of 32 that we would have seen earlier. I believe that they are also quite versed in Ellen as well, so definitely they can pose a threat to qualifying doable that way, despite the randomness of this pick, and because, well, referee. So yeah.
The role commanded it, and I mean, to be fair, I don't think anybody in this lobby is really too confident on this, but I think that's just more the players underselling themselves, because I'm pretty sure we're going to see some pretty nasty scores. This kind of plays like a hybrid. If you're versed enough in LN, you can kind of get away with playing some of these shorter 1/4 LNs as pseudo jump stream at the expense of maybe some of your accuracy, but as it stands, is qualifying doable, holding on to the very slender lead through that introduction. Probably going to be number 39, starting to claw back some of it as some of these releases begin to rain down. And as we settle in here, it is about, I'd say, a couple hundredths of a percent between the two teams. As we continue on into the first row break, you do get some slow inverse sections, but this is light work compared to everything else in EBE going to find the first line break in this match. And this is the break that is qualifying doable needed, but Baconway trades it back here, loses about 5,000 points in an instant. And in the battle between Fumiko and Fumiko is winning by about 1/10%. So it is going to do some pretty significant damage here as both EBE and Baconway need to get back up with that 400 combo cap. There is enough time, but can they keep these mistakes down to an absolute minimum? There's a quarter of the map left to go, and they are playing tug of war with each other on this leaderboard here.
Yeah, for sure. As we make it towards the closing of this map, it seems the scores. Oh my god! Shit! Oh my god! Fumiko taking a miss towards the end, with qualifying doable, maintaining an insane 10,000 point lead right towards the end. Definitely a really dangerous clutch for Public Enemy. Especially for a random pick as well. All players did exceptionally well in this. Despite this not being in anyone's favor. So yeah. Baconway appearing quite surprised by it as well, with a score of 960k. Yeah. It maintains maintains some great score on this map as well, with only 986k, which is the biggest score out of everyone else in this lobby right now. And as it stands, the next pick is going to be done by Public Enemy number 39. So definitely a bit of a clutch match. So personally, just seeing as how the teams are quite equal, actually, I definitely think that this could potentially go into a tiebreaker, if I say so myself, considering how strong both teams are in their respective fields and everything. So yeah. And as I say that, they're going to be picking undiscovered colors, which is Rice 5. So yet another technical map mapped by none other than Zeta or Biosphere for those who play Eterna, mayhaps. Yeah.
Yeah, Biosphere makes some pretty abrasive tech charts, stuff that some folks might consider unconventional.
Yeah.
They definitely have a unique style when it comes to ensuring that you are paying absolute attention to what is being asked of you. And undiscovered colors, I mean, honestly, the flashbulb in general has
Yeah.
these songs that just
Scream for tech maps in general.
you give the right person the flashbulb, and you are just playing every noise under the sun on stuff like this. And Biosphere, I don't think we picked the top div for this. I think it's the one just below it, but
Yeah, it's the one below it.
it's still really hard to get through. And I think for the players, thankfully, not the full version of it. I know there is some dead time at the beginning and towards the middle that I think were cut from this version. So
yeah.
So we will be seeing the first substitution here. Instaco195 coming in for Public Enemy number 39. Fumiko going to be taking a break here.
Yeah. Definitely something to look out for. I'm interested to see how Instakill does in this round, considering that this is like the first time that we've seen him that we've seen them for that matter switch into this map, right? Into this match.
Yes, so cameo appearance potentially. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking subbing in midway through a match, especially when you're maybe a specialist in something. Maybe you had a better score on it, and right now might need a bit of a refresh on the client to make sure everybody loads in. I'm sure EBE loaded in. It's just, you know, the client's held together by silly string sometimes, as actually finds the first break between the three players we do see on screen at the moment. And it was a pretty significant drop down into that 98% range. Maybe not the most comfortable with these very flam gray snow patterns. Instaco actually trading that miss back as well, taking a significant more damage down into the low 98% range through this introduction. And as it stands, unsure who is leading at the moment because of the fact that we don't know how EBE is doing. We're playing kind of a Schrodinger's game with the scoreline at the moment, but as it stands, Baconway doing a bit of the heavy lifting here for is qualifying doable with finding the first drop. So maybe their chance to shine, maybe a bit more of a tech specialist, and putting it to a forefront here with the support of and that one miss for both sides, at least from the ones that we can see. And as we make our way into the back half of the chart, we still wait to see if we can get that fourth player, if we can get EBE on screen, because the anticipation is killing me here as to, there we go. We get EBE
we see
loaded
a refresh.
What is the score going to be?
And it seems that qualifying doable has a rather substantial lead in this map already, as we make it halfway into the map. So as it stands now, we're allegedly playing a game of spin the bottle. The bottle reflecting the sort of direction of the dump patterns and bursts here in this map. And as I say that, Instakill is going to be finding another drop on one of the abrasive patternings on it. So definitely something that you don't really want, especially for a team that is already quite versed in technical maps as we would have seen earlier in the tournament. So yeah.
For sure. And as this map comes to an end, Baconway, I think the only FC remaining in this lobby. Not too far behind. They did find one very early on, but doing very well to recover their ratio, more than making up for the drop. And an unlikely breakpoint for some, but I think they'll be very happy to see that they have managed to tie this match up. It is 3-3 going into both teams' last picks.
Yep. As we have reached as now we have reached the tide, so we're basically playing. So now, as it stands, we're basically going to be playing a
Best of 3.
yeah, best of 3. Or how do I say it? Like a sort of race where I don't know. The sort of races where it's like two people, but their shoelaces are like tied to each other's shoes.
Oh, three-legged race.
Yeah, three-legged race. That was what I was made to say. I forgot the terminology for it. But yeah, well done from everyone. Qualifying doable, maintaining some really insane sort of scores for a map as technical as this. And as I say that, we're going to be jumping straight to connection, which I believe was one of the team's protects, right?
Not a protect, but it was its qualifying doables attempted pick before they ran out of time in the last round of picks, and it got substituted with LN2. And I mean, to be fair, shout out to the ref. I mean, unintended, because I don't think its qualifying doable ever wanted to go into LN2, but it worked out in their favor, and now they have this to fall back to if they're really comfortable on it. And given how they performed on Undiscovered Colors, Connection is pretty abrasive in its own right. You just throw some extra LNs for good measure, especially with that ending when everything kind of gets ratcheted up to 11. They have a really good chance of getting a match point out of this.
Yeah, for sure. I can definitely see that, like, one of the teams should be able to like this, especially since they're picking it. And as it stands, everyone's going to be sending out their good lucks and have funs as we make it into the start of this map, as we take a bit of time to load.
Yeah, it's time all 4 clients deciding to play along very nicely. The introduction, very smooth. You do get some potential jump scares here and there. There are quite a number of flams to get through. A lot of those disjointed starts. A couple of mini jacks implied throughout some of the patternings, and Baconway going to find it first drop. It is very early on in the chart before the 400 combo cap, so not going to do as much damage as Fumiko trades it back through the introduction, and now that one is going to start doing some damage as EBE falls as well. No FCs on the side of Public Enemy No.39. Yeah, hangs on through the introduction, makes it across that 400 combo cap. It's going to start helping stretch this advantage for is qualifying doable through this intro. Going into the second quarter of the map, it is looking good for them with a 9,000 point cushion to work with here.
Yeah, for sure. As the qualifying doable is holding a lead of 12,000 points. It may seem that, like, getting through to half of this map, like, without much issue, is going to be doable, as Baconway is trading some fatal misses there. Although I don't think they were fatal enough to draw the lead back to the side of Public Enemy No.39. So definitely there is a bit of a threat towards the Public Enemy here, which was quite doable, I'd say so.
Absolutely. Fumiko finding the drop to trade with Baconway. Baconway finding an extra one for the road, but because of the fact that Yaz hanging on to this exquisite 99.7% accuracy going into the last of the chart, and this is what I'm saying, things are going to start getting a lot more dense in terms of the LN patterning. It starts to really kick off, but with how they performed on LN2, Baconway finding a first slider break does put a tiny bit of a dent in this lead because of the fact that EB and Fumiko find the double break going into the last eighth of the chart and bearing the blushes of its qualifying doable. They're able to double their advantage to about 40,000 points, and oh boy, what a time to pull out the hybrid 2 pick. Yeah, putting the team on their back with the support of Baconway in tow. And they make it a match point situation, 4-3. The first time they have held a lead in this match with Public Enemy No.39 up to pick.
An absolutely lethal sort of match, as qualifying doable is going to be reaching match point as it stands now. So potentially this could be their last pick, and immediately they're going to be picking Rice 4, which is Frozen 1, I believe, mapped by Hana. So quite an immediate pick, right? As well.
Oh, absolutely.
So definitely a good time to pull out another Rice pick to be able to try and claw back the leads, considering what we've seen earlier from Public Enemy and how they've done on most of the Rice picks that were technical and everything. So yeah. And with that, it may seem that pretty much all of the rice picks are going to be exhausted now, and that there isn't much left now.
Yeah, everything except for Rice 3. And I love that. We're getting requests not to talk about any of the players right now. Listen, I just say words. I am not responsible for what you do at your keyboard when you're playing through the map. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You're 100% in control of your own destiny. Godspeed to all 4 of these players. They have put a great show for the end of round of 16. I certainly hope we go to tiebreaker, but I'm pretty sure if Is Qualifying Doable is listening, they want to avoid that like the plague.
Yep, for sure. By the way, Bacon Way, if you're always welcome to join as a referee or another staff member in the next.
Absolutely, we will more than happily teach you.
Yeah, sure. Unless you've already got some good experience, in which we'll definitely need it.
Yeah, we could always use the help.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we are underway with what is the last pick in this match that a team can choose. It is going to be Frozen 1. And as it stands, everybody off to a great start. I'm trying not to single out any player in particular because I do not want to get crucified in the comments here. But everybody above that 99.7 mark, give or take a couple hundreds of %, and it is inside of 300 points. A 200 from, gonna swing the lead back in favor of Public Enemy 39, but it does get traded by a number of 300s from their side, and it is way too close to call going into the second quarter of the chart as it stands.
Yep, for sure. All of the both teams already seemed to have locked in already, like what I believe, like what one of the players would have wanted. So definitely, we're looking quite tight as the 2 teams enter yet another 3-leg race between the 4 players in the lobby. All teams holding exceptionally well, good accuracy. EBE holding close to 99.80% as we make it towards the course of the map. Only half of the map left as Public Enemy number 39 only has a matter of thousands of points ahead.
Oh, these mini jacks.
And the lead is slowly maneuvering, slowly fluctuating between numbers and values.
Oh, there's so many trades going on at the moment. It has devolved into another top half versus bottom half battle. This time it's Baconway and EBE. Yeah, and Fumiko having their own little battle at the bottom of the screen. And right now, again, it is way too close to call going into this last quarter of the chart. As a whole, it is maybe a 1/10% in favor of Is Qualifying Doable. 1,000 points to their name. It can vanish in an instant. It is just separated by maybe 1 or 2 200s. A mistimed 100 could spell doom for either of these teams, and the last major jump trill coming through, navigated expertly by all 4 players. And as things start to draw to a close, is there enough time? It is still flickering. There are some spare judgments to be given. Either way, some LNs that could potentially trip anybody up, some little one-hand, two-handed trills. Is it going to be enough time? There is not. It's Qualifying Doable. Puts to bed the upset, the 29/20 seed upset. And it is going to be, with that black flag performance, the 1/200 to see them over the line. It was a valiant effort by Public Enemy number 39, but finding one too many 200s at the end of the day, and the scoreline is going to finish 5-3.
An absolute bloodbath of a match. However, Is Qualifying Doable have managed to find that winning round of 16 and punching their ticket to quarterfinals is indeed doable. The 3rd time I've said it in a row. As if I can't stress it out enough.
It does bear repeating sometimes, but yes, congratulations to Is Qualifying Doable. Commiserations to Public Enemy number 39. That was a valiant effort, almost getting to that tiebreaker, but coming up just a couple thousand points short. And I believe that will wrap it up here for
this
the
week.
round of 16 weekend. Some heart-stopping performances, a couple of 5-3s, a tiebreaker here and there, and we have the quarterfinals bracket in place. And with that being said, I think I can announce, I think we solidified a time. The quarterfinals map pool showcase will be taking place at 20 UTC today. So a little bit late for some of those in the Eastern time zones, maybe punching into Monday, and maybe sleepy time for some in the Central time zones, the 0-1 UTCs. But that's why we always have the VODs. We always try to make those available for you all to watch. So hopefully, for those of you that do stay awake for it, we'll catch you guys here once again at 20 UTC for that quarterfinals map pool showcase. Until then, we'll catch you guys later.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice seeing y'all for round of 16, and I hope y'all stay tuned for quarterfinals as we get around to it. And, well, only a matter of hours, actually. Like, well, only about 3 hours in my time? Yeah. Or 4.
A little bit.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think 5. But we'll see you soon.
Yeah. But overall, insane performances from everyone. Wish you the best of luck throughout this tournament. And with that, I'm signing out. See ya.
Bye, y'all.